Good morning. Welcome to part 3. Today I am going to go through identifying natural hair color and tone. We discussed it yesterday, so it is a review. Some of the things that you will need to understand are the types of melanin found in the hair. By the time we're done discussing this, hopefully you can define and identify levels and their roles in formulating hair. We will discuss primary, secondary, and tertiary colors and know the role tone and intensity plays in hair color. This page can be found in your Milady textbook. It is 673. Identify natural hair color and tone. Learning to identify a client's natural hair color is the most important step in becoming a good colorist. Natural hair color ranges from black to dark brown to red, and from dark blonde to light blonde. Hair color is unique to each individual. No two people have exactly the same color. There are 3 types of melanin in the cortex. Eumelanin is the melanin that lends black and brown colors to the hair. Pheomelanin is the melanin that gives blonde and red colors to the hair. Mixed melanin is a combination of natural hair colors that contain both pheomelanin and eumelanin. Contributing pigment, also known as undertone. It is the varying degrees of warmth exposed during a permanent color or lightening process. Generally, when you lighten natural hair color, the darker the natural level, the more intense the contributing pigment. This must be taken into consideration before the hair color selection is made. Hair coloring modifies this pigment to create a new pigment. So basically, what this is saying is, the darker the level that you start to lift hair, the more intense or the more red that you're going to find. And I'm sure that we've all seen kind of that brassy, coppery look when the hair hasn't been lifted and people haven't waited long enough or they've chosen the wrong color. One of the ways that we can correct this, and I am still guilty of it, is we need to be patient, providing the integrity. And when I speak to integrity, I mean how the hair is reacting. Is it staying healthy? So we need to be patient when we're lifting using bleach. And that we'll discuss later on in this chapter. Right now we're just talking about levels. And levels can be identified as level 1, natural black, and the contributing pigment usually is a blue when it's a natural black. Then we're going to a natural dark brown, and that contributing pigment, say that quickly a lot of times, is red. And then a medium brown is 3, natural light brown is 4, and we still got some red in here. 5 would be a natural lightest brown. 6, natural dark blonde, and notice they have blonde spelled without an E here. So this is the masculine version of blonde. Doesn't mean that it's a male's hair, it's just the way that they've chosen to spell it in Milady. 7 is a medium blonde, 8 is a light blonde, 9 natural very light blonde, and 10 natural lightest blonde. They do not get into the 11 here, which is white and doesn't have any pigment in it. These are all natural colors. So this speaking, I used to be a level 6. Now I've got a lot of gray. So I was always known as a natural dark blonde. But when I color my hair lighter like I do on top, my outgrowth compared to that very light level 10 or 11 may look like a 4 or 5, but when you actually hold the color swatch up to it, any pigmented hair that I have left should be between a 6 and a 7. So these really take a lot of practice And for the next couple of class periods, I think that will be something that we're going to do, is we're going to just work on identifying levels so that you get a good idea in your developing colorist, cosmetologist, apprenticeness. What exactly is natural level, what is level, and what undertones are contributing. All right, so I just gave a little bit of my own personal ideas about level, and I'm going to go ahead and read this. And then I think I'm going to stop because I don't want this to get too long. The level system. Level is a unit of measurement used to identify the lightness or darkness of a color. Level is a saturation, density, or concentration of color. The level of color answers the following question: how much color? So when you think of this, you want to think about how much color. The level system is that colorist. The level system is a system that colorists use to determine the lightness or darkness of hair color. Hair color levels are arranged on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the darkest and 10 the lightest. Although the names of the color levels may vary among manufacturers, we found that out yesterday when we did our in-class project. The important thing is to be able to identify the degrees of lightness to darkness, and sometimes darkness is referred to depth in each color. I hope by going over these in chunks that you're really understanding, and I hope that if you have any questions, you will either come to me privately or address it in front of the class, because most likely if you're thinking it, several others may think it, and we can discuss it in class to come up with a good answer.